All right, so the purpose of this video is to just give you an overview of what's going to be expected of you each week and some resources that are available for you to help you in this course. So here's our course. It's been published. I've seen some people have already started looking at the learning videos, so that's great. Um, Let me take a moment here and go over the syllabus, because we won't be doing this on the first day. So the syllabus is available under the syllabus link, which is here. And I already have it open, so we're going to go back, but you can find it there. Um, the syllabus has some standard things. Let's zoom in a bit. I'm Bronson. I know some of you, not all of you. We're only meeting once a week. Um, Wednesday from 6 to 7:40. And student hours particular for this class are going to be directly before class on Wednesdays and by appointment via Zoom. I'm not sure exactly how often I'm going to be on campus, so Zoom will probably be the preferred uh, Zo um, meeting outside regular schedule office hours times. So these will be in person and otherwise by appointment on Zoom. Everything's gonna be on Canvas, blah blah blah. We'll learn a little bit of Sage in class largely. It we won't have any. You don't need to download Sage, although you can, and it's helpful. We'll just use the online version. Some of your homeworks you don't have to use Sage, but it will be an enormous amount of work if you don't, just an enormous amount. So we'll go over how to solve problems with it as the course progresses. So just keep that in mind. All your homework will be submitted through Gradescope. Uh, I've had issues with students not using the outline to submit problems. So if you don't use the outline to submit problems, you'll get a 0 for uh, that that problem that is not in the correct spot. So make sure you do submit it according to the outline. Otherwise, it makes everything harder. So please do that. All the Gradescope assignments, all the homework assignments are already up, and the outlines are also up. So everything is there. If there's any problems or things aren't working as intended, please let me know because I do make mistakes and I make them often. This is one of our core graduate courses, and so it is a policy that you will write all of your homework in LaTeX. You can use Overleaf to do so. I personally forget how to typeset certain things. So I open either ChatGPT or Gemini if I forget how to like make a nice table or maybe I forget how to make a diagram or I forget how to do a certain thing in LaTeX. It's just like a helpful search buddy for the internet. Don't rely on these, of course, for your homework, but for typing your homework, these are great resources. Uh, this is my suggestion. We are going to use the textbook Galois Theory 5th edition by Ian Stewart. It's kind of a weird book, but I think it's one of the better ones out there, if not the best one out there, for Cal State San Bernardino. And given our undergraduate curriculum, I think it's a good book. We're going to cover chapters 1 through 13, excluding chapter 7. Chapter 7 is on constructions, which I don't particularly like, so we're going to skip that. Course description is taken directly from the bulletin. You can read that. Homework. Okay, homework is worth 20% of your grade. It's due every Sunday by midnight. You can turn it in earlier, and again, all the homework assignments are already posted, but you have until then. The first homework assignment is going to be due Sunday of week 1, which I believe is the 26th, so exactly a week from when this is recorded. Homework, again, is required to be typed in LaTeX. What does required mean? It means if you don't do that, you get a score of 0 points. I am a human being just like all of you. I don't sit up late at night answering emails. So try to get your emails in early and before the weekend. So I work Monday through Friday. I generally don't answer emails on the weekend. Get all your questions in before then. And you can feel free to use class time to also ask me questions. I'm a resource. Please use me. Homework, however, will not accept any late assignments. Okay, so no late homework, 0 under any circumstances, no late homework. That means start it early. Don't wait until the last minute. If you end up submitting something late to me via email or otherwise, I will give you feedback to let you know like what's correct and what's not, but you will not get any points for it. So this is to make sure we're all sort of keeping up with the course. Um, it's very easy to get behind in things, and the math, in particular, this course is very foundational, so it builds and builds and builds, which means we need to sort of get things done on time. Okay, so again, no late homework is accepted in the class, but if you do end up submitting something late, I will still give you feedback. Learning videos. Learning videos, since this is a hybrid course, is our replacement for our in-class meeting sessions. I've posted chapters 1 and 2 on already, so let's go to where those are located. If you go to modules, you'll see the chapter 1 module. There's quite a lot of learning videos for chapter 1. Okay, this is roughly, I think, about 2 hours worth of material, which is what our normal meeting session would be if we were to meet twice a week. Okay. They're not always going to be this many, and a lot of this is review. None of this is really new. Well, some of it might be a little bit new, but a lot of it should be review. The examples might be new, but the ideas are and should be review. If they are not, you should come talk to me. But anyways, these are all interactive learning videos, almost all of them. So if you were to click on them, it'll open up an application. In fact, let's just do that real quick. Let's try the view as student. Let's give it a second here. And if we click on it, it should open up play pause it. So we have to do another click. And so you can click play to start, and it'll play for a while. And, you know, that's all fine and good. And then I think I set it so you can speed up. No, where is the setting? Oh yeah, I set it so we could speed up. Oh no, I can't. Oh, here it is. There we go. So what's going to happen is you're going to watch these videos, and then at some point, um, it's going to ask you a question. Okay, and if you've been paying attention to what's going on, the the answer to the question should be clear. If it's not, you can go back and rewind. But it'll go and ask you a question, sometimes multiple choice, sometimes matching. Here we go. Sometimes check all, which is what this is. So which of the following are complex numbers? Well, pi plus pi I is a complex number. 2 plus 3i is a complex number. 1 is the same as 1 plus 0i. That's a complex number. 0 is 0 plus 0i. That's a complex number. The only one that's not a complex number here is this matrix. Okay, so I click submit. It'll tell me correct, and I can continue watching. All right, so that's the idea. And in place of a lecture where you can ask questions, you'll have these videos instead. And in class time, what we're going to do is we're going to do group work. So I'll get to that in a second. The lectures, since they're delivered asynchronously, so outside of class on your own time, you don't really have the ability to ask me questions in that moment. You can, of course, email me or write down your question. I encourage you to take notes and ask me in class. In last time I taught this course last spring, I had a student complain that they can't ask questions, which doesn't really make any sense. You can, of course, ask questions. Just write it down and then ask me during our class period, and I will answer your question. Okay. All right, so let's close that. I'm going to leave student view. Let's go back here. All right, so there's quite a bit for our Wednesday's class. Again, none of it should really be new. So that's the learning videos part, and that's what you're going to need to do. In class, there is a group work. There will be group work primarily. Basically, all 100 minutes of our class session will be group work. I may stop to bring us together on something or to make sure we understand exactly the details. So I might talk for 5 or 10 minutes, but it's mainly problem solving. So you're going to solve problems together. And that's how you learn, right? You learn by actually doing the math. Experiential knowledge is the absolute best knowledge. And I am a firm believer in that. And so in class, you will have opportunities to practice. There will be chapter quizzes. So if we go to our course modules, there's a chapter quiz. The chapter quizzes are 12-ish problems a week. You have unlimited attempts. You have unlimited attempts. They're open book, they're open notes. The only requirement is they need to be completed by the deadline. That's it. Now, since you have unlimited attempts, there's not really a point in like even doing open book and open notes. I'm not, let's see, I'm going to go to the instructor view of the quiz real quick. There's not really a point in actually using open book and open notes. What I would do if I were you is I would try to answer these questions on your own. And then whatever you get wrong, um, go back and then study that and then try it again. Okay, so ideally, at the end of the week, you should be able to answer the quizzes without any resources, just with your own knowledge, right? So these are another opportunity to practice with immediate feedback. So quizzes, and again, there's no late work on the quizzes either. There will be a midterm exam the week after we finish chapter 6, which is week 7. If I wrote this down right, it should be March 5th. And our final exam is the date's going to be determined. Since we have an off meeting time, our final exam was not in the schedule, so I have to figure that out still. All right, the last thing that I'm going to say in this overview video is I've posted some Sage math documentation that will be helpful later. This is just directly from Sage's website, so I didn't write any of it. In fact, if we open it, we're going to be a little bit overwhelmed. So let's just, I don't like this viewer. So there's 782 pages. That's a lot of pages. Now, if we were to look here, it tells us how to define something. So we're going to work a lot with number fields in this class. So this gives you sort of code that you can copy over and you can use. Okay, that's how you should look at it. You should look at it as 782 pages of examples to apply. When with the online version, we're not going to need to do these from statements. So I'll mention that in class when we get to it. All right, so there's that. There's also a link to the YouTube playlist that I made last time I taught this course in 2024. That's here. There's a link to our YouTube playlist for this course with these updated videos. And then when I was in graduate school, I used this program called Anki. And so if we were to open this, it'll link to the Galois theory flashcards. So I've made a bunch of flashcards. There's 121 for the course. They are not by no means complete. And I'm going to go in and I'm going to update this. And when I sync, it'll update the online collection. So what I would recommend doing is I would recommend making an Anki web account or Anki web account. They're free. And at least the web version is free. The desktop version for Windows is also free, and for Android is also free. I think if you're an Apple user, you have to pay for it. But if you use Windows and Android, everything is free. And if you search for Galois theory at CSUSB under the shared decks search. So if I go to search here and I go to Galois theory, this will search my account. Actually, hang on, sorry. So Dex, let's see, what do I have to do here? Get shared deck under Dex. There we go. And then search, I'm going to search for Galois theory. It's not going to appear because I just made it share. I just shared it. However, tomorrow night it should all be appear. I think it said that they have to wait 24 hours for copyright stuff. But anyways, it's a bunch of flashcards that I'm going to update, and I'll mark things like these are good exam 1 questions on the flashcards and so on. Okay, so it's a helpful app. Again, free for Windows and Android, and the web version is always free. Apple, the iOS, if you get if you have an iOS phone, an Apple phone, it's not free. It's like $25, but it's for life. And I don't know, I'm not an Apple user. I don't know about Apple computers, but the Windows, Android, and web version, web is available on all platforms. All of those are free. Um, for now, since it's not available to the shared version, I went ahead and I exported my collection. So if you have a local version of Anki, or if you go here and you go to decks, and I think you go to maybe create deck. No, dang, I don't know how to import actually. Add? No, not that. Yeah, you'll need the local version of Anki, I think, uh, to install, but if you click on this, it'll open something of type COL package, COLPKG, something like that. And if you go to Anki and you import that package, it'll have the current flashcard deck. Although I'm not going to plan on updating this link frequently. It'll mainly just update to the web version. So please look there. All right. I guess I missed one thing. Every module has sort of a silly overview just to remind you of what you are doing. So, this is what we're doing in chapter one. This is what I think are the objectives for chapter one, what you should be able to do. And this is what you should, some of the assignments you need to do, and this is what you need to submit. So it's just a quick list of what we're doing that week, what skills you should be trying to learn, what's due, and then what sort of other things you should be doing, such as reading the book. All right, I think that's everything. If at any point in the course something isn't working as intended, please let me know. And if you have any questions or anything, also please let me know.